Oh, hey Bookworms. BP is in the back. And I am left in charge. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that's the phone. I'll be back. Booklyn bodega. Yeah. You need 1,000 copies of Chris Cason's A Guide to Tea? Why? Okay, by when? Midnight? Yeah, we're on top of it. Yikes. Hey, Mike! Just a second, BB. Hello? Don't forget to pick up VCR. Yeah, Ma. Kisses, bye-bye now. Okay.
A Guide to Tea.
Work this weekend? Pick up VCR. Work this weekend? VCR. Work this weekend?
Chris Cason.
Pick up VCR. Pick up VCR. VCR.
Work this weekend?
Pick up VCR.
Chris Cason.
Work this weekend?
Chris Cason.
Mike? Mike? Hey, what's the matter? What's the matter, buddy? I am sorry, BB. I think it might be the stress. There's been a lot going on lately. I might need to see what it's like to retire. You want to retire? I think so, BB. No, Mike. I know sometimes life is a lot to handle and there's stress, but listen. Today, Bookworms and Mike, we have a story that we know you're really gonna love. It's about a kid named Brian who felt life was a lot for him to handle and decided that he needed to take a break. Sometimes we all need a break. Why don't we pop over and meet him? Okay, BB. I'm sure you'll feel better, and I'll tell you what, if you still want to retire after the story, you can. Really? Yeah. Hey, guess what? I'll even have the Bookworms at home do the honors. Really? What? Do they know how to beatbox? Well, I'm gonna give them a crash course. What do you say, Bookworms? You wanna learn how to beatbox today? Let's do it. Mike, you have a seat. Sure. Poor guy. So, the first thing you do, you cup your hands together, like you're trying to hold water. Then, you kind of make a sound like the letter P. Try that. Next, put your mouth into your cupped hands. It'll give you a nice ambient sound. So that sound is your kick. Any MC will tell you that a good beat has a kick and a snare. The snare is the part of the beat that sounds like the snap with a ka, 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 ka. Sounds like a click or a snap. It's high pitched. The kick is the. You put them together, you make a funky, fresh beat. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So the 1 is the kick. So it's kick, kick, snare, kick, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. And I think we might be ready to do that funky, fresh beat. Try this one. Kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. Remember to do it into your cupped hand. Let me hear. That's funky fresh. Now I think you Bookworms are officially ready to do the honors. Bookworms, before you drop that beat, hold it 1 second. Today's story is called The Retired Kid by Jon Agee. Now I'm gonna count you in on the 4. You're gonna come in on the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love it when you call me Book Papa. Go run and grab your hard copies if you got one. That was funky fresh. The Retired Kid by Jon Agee. It's hard work being a kid. First of all, there's school. Then there's soccer practice, violin class, voice lessons, walking Sparky, babysitting your little sister, not to mention having to eat your vegetables. So one day, Brian decided to retire. It's been a wonderful 8 years, he said, but I need a break. His parents thought he was joking, so they threw him a retirement party. But Brian was serious. The next day, he flew to Florida, to the Happy Sunset Retirement Community. Happy Sunset was a lovely place. There was a swimming pool, tennis courts, and a snack bar. Wow, thought Brian. I should have retired years ago. Happy Sunset was full of interesting people. There was Ethel,
Hi.
Wally,
How you doing?
Tex,
Howdy.
Myrtle, and Phyllis.
How you kiddo?
And there was Harvey, a retired plumber. So, what did you used to do? He asked Brian. I was a kid? A kid, said Harvey. That's hard work. Being retired was not hard work. There were card games, there was golf, there were long afternoon naps. Some days, Harvey took Brian fishing. To a ball game or to the movies.
Here's looking at you, looking
So,
at me, sweetheart.
what do you think, kid? He said. Isn't retirement a blast? But Brian wasn't sure. Being retired meant having to listen to Tex go on and on about his hip replacement,
22 installments and 18 screws.
looking at hundreds of snapshots of Myrtle's grandchildren,
Graduation. You should have seen him in his younger years.
or watching long documentaries on TV.
Toilet.
There were other things too, like early morning yoga,
That's the downward pigeon.
knitting classes,
Make sure you loop it.
weekly checkups when Brian wasn't even feeling sick. Friday night swing dancing,
You're as light on your feet as my Reggie.
Wally's prune juice smoothies. Not to mention sitting on Ethel's false teeth.
Anybody seen my...
Yep, after 3 weeks of retirement, Brian was fed up. It's no use, he said. I don't fit in. Listen, kid, said Harvey. When retirement gets you down, you have to think back on the good old days.
The good old days?
Never fails, said Harvey. So, Brian found a quiet spot under a palm tree and thought back to the good old days. Very soon, he started remembering things. Good things, like the time he scored a goal for the soccer team. The time he aced his math test.
I say, good job, Brian.
The time he hit the perfect note on his violin. He remembered singing in the school musical, making his little sister laugh, throwing Sparky the ball. He even remembered that broccoli wasn't so bad if you covered it with cheddar cheese.
Not so bad.
Brian made up his mind. Hey, Harvey, he said. I've decided to come out of retirement. Harvey wasn't surprised. Well, we'll miss you, kid. The next morning, Brian packed up his things and wished everybody at Happy Sunset the best. Then he caught the first flight back home. His parents were happy to see him. So were his teachers and all of his pals. It's hard work being a kid, said Brian. But guess what? I love my job. The end.
That was incredible!
Yeah, Mike, it was pretty cool. And it was totally relevant. Sometimes you just need a break. And you know what? You don't have to work this weekend if you don't want to.
Really?
Yeah, of course. Hey, we're good like that, buddy. You're my bro. Everything about my life isn't always easy, but I love what I do. And I wouldn't change it for the world. PP, I'm officially coming out of retirement. It's a very short retirement. Yeah. I think that is amazing. Mike, I'll be honest. I couldn't run this place without you. Now, Mike, do you want to take a shot at telling me and the bookworms at home what you think the message of today's story was? Sure. Brian has terrible parents. What did you say? They let him fly to Florida by himself at 8 years old? No. Can we try again? Okay. Ethel's false teeth really need to be cleaned off again before she puts them back in her mouth. Yeah, well, I'll say that. Brian sat on them, so I probably would clean them off too. But no. One more shot? Okay. I got it. Sometimes, when we get overwhelmed, it's easy to focus on life's demands. But in those tough times, we need to look at all the good things our responsibilities add to our lives. That is a funky, fresh answer. So, until next time, bookworms. Wait, let the bookworms get some practice. I'll wrap us out. Okay. Ready, bookworms? 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're bored sick, a book's a good doctor. Come and find the cure with Mike and Book Papa.
Books help us know, books help us